Alright, I wanted to go over one more thing in case you wanted to get a little bit more advanced with this. If you remember in the previous videos we swept a profile around and then we put parameters on it. Well, we basically made the same thing twice, which is kind of a no-no. If you're doing something twice, you kind of want to make something that you can use over and over again. So I'm going to do what's called an adaptive component in here. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to delete these pieces that we made. Whoops. Right, and I'm also going to delete the profiles. So I've got the profiles there. I'll just window around those and delete those. Right, so we're back to sort of our box. Now I'm going to use what's called an adaptive component to make that frame. So I'm going to Control Tab and flip to another component that we're going to use. So Control Tab, and here's the adaptive component. So basically what this is are 4 points that have been placed out. They've been made into adaptive components, and there's a line that goes and connects all of them. And on one of those lines is a point hosted with the same sort of options that we did in the previous one, like that control the size of that profile that then we do a sweep around there to create a frame. One last thing I'm going to do in here, I'm going to select this guy, and it looks like it does have a material on it. It's got a 4-point material. I want to check that material, and I'm going to make that material, I'm going to modify it, and I'm going to make it into an instance. Click OK. Click OK. And then I'm going to load that into my project. So it loads it in here, and you can see it kind of comes in and it says, where would you like to go? So I'm just going to left click 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, and I got a weird corner there, so let's redo that and make sure. So you can see I sort of got I got the third corner wrong. So we could pick that, and we can go to pick new host, and it'll let me sort of come in and go, let's pick this guy over here. Boy, it's moving slowly. Let's see if I can get this thing. Alright, so I changed it to wireframe, so it should move hopefully a little bit better now. So I'm going to go replace that adaptive component. So if I come over here into my families and generic models, I've already loaded it in here. There's a 4-point tube. If I expand that, there's two types, a 4 and a 6-inch. So I'm going to left click on the 4-inch, hold down the left, drag it out and let go, and it's going to come out, and it's going to allow me to pick the corners of this cube. Right, so now I've got that on there. And now I want to place another one on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I'll just click modify to stop that, and we'll go into a shaded view. Right, so now we've got that frame on there. Now we can actually pick this frame, and I have a width that controls the size of that frame. That's an instance parameter on it, and I can actually associate this parameter from the nested family by clicking on associate family parameter with the frame. Okay, and then I can pick this one and do the same thing, associate that with the frame. Click OK. Alright, so basically I took a parameter from a family that I loaded in here. I had parameters already set up in here, one called frame, and I connected those. The other thing that I can do is I can come in and pick that item, and you see where it says 4-point mat. I can select that and associate it with the frame material, and it will update to the frame material that's assigned to whichever type this one is. Okay, so now I've got those two adaptive component pieces on here, and it should work just like the other one, and it's a little bit more effective. You can build up a library of these sort of adaptive components and use them over and over again, which is really great. So if I come in and change again my types, right, those things will now update, right? Okay. I think that's it. The only thing I would also show you is if I go to Open Family, see if I can get this thing in here. If I go to my custom library and I go to my generic models, if I go under adaptive, you're going to see all of the sort of library of little adaptive points that I have that I can go use on different things. So you can develop this sort of library as well. I have some columns and louvers in here, which I use a lot too. So, all right, that's it.